Am I the jerk? Hello, y'all. Hopefully this post is not too long as I don't want to take up a lot of your time. So let's begin from the beginning. I moved into my new apartment in July of last year, and no one lived below me for a couple of months. After a couple months, a guy moved in. The first thing I have experienced from him was blasting his music so loudly that it sounded like it was coming from my apartment, as well as vibrating my floors and walls. I have never met him before this, and after that I asked him to just try to keep quiet after 11 p.m. That is around the time I go to bed. Very frequently, he does not shut it off after 11, and I get woken up at 3 a.m. to it. There was even a time where I had to miss 4 hours of my scheduled hours at work because he played it until 4 in the morning and I couldn't sleep and had to get up at 5:30 for work to work in 12-hour shift. I have had minimal contact with him for the occasional neighbor stuff like, can you grab my package off the porch so it doesn't get stolen, etc. Well, a couple days ago, he asked me to use my Wi-Fi for a couple of days until he can pay his own Wi-Fi. I allow him to use it for free of charge because I know we are all struggling in this economy. However, I have this deep fear of a fire happening at my house, so I unplug everything at night that is not being used. Wi-Fi being one of them, as I do not need it when I am sleeping. I woke up this morning to messages from the neighbor that are so disrespectful about the Wi-Fi not being on. Aita, update. Thank you all for your replies. I have decided to change my Wi-Fi password and not allow him to use it. A little more background, though, on a couple of things, though. So the apartment I live in is more of a duplex, so there is only me upstairs and the downstairs neighbor who live here. As for the noise complaint, I have called the police, and the only thing that happens is he will turn the music off when they come, but the next day it is back to being on. I have learned there is some battles worth fighting, and this one isn't worth my battle, as it is never going to change no matter who I go to about it. As for the whole letting him use the Wi-Fi thing, is that I don't want to cause issues while I'm living here, and I want to keep the peace as to not make things worse than they are. However, at this point, I have done everything to keep the peace, and none of it does not seem to be working, so I might as well just be an a-hole